I could start this off by saying romance and smut are dramatically outside my typical genres. I could proclaim that I am by no means a connoisseur of titillating tales of tease and torrential stuff. I could say that my pre-existing literary preferences would have never brought me to this particular book without some kind of external influence. I could...
Wait a minute, hold the phone.
Oh, Dude, you gotta at least let me get through the intro.
You, Crumbine, I don't have to let you do a thing.
Well, that's not very supportive.
Hey!
What?
Double you and your dumb face.
Nice. Did you get it out of your system? Is that what you interrupted me for?
No, that is not what I interrupted you for.
Oh, for the love of...
Did you say book? Are you talking about a book?
Yes. Why?
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 The title of our show is Why You...
Okay, yeah, but... Okay, so, medium aside...
Book!
While it is true I have my preferred genres...
It is called Crumbine's Brain Watches Stuff. You
I
don't
do
watch a
make
book!
a concerted effort to read anything. To that end, I typically don't even pay attention to the labeled genre, which, side note, has definitely left me in situations where I wonder, what the actual hell am I reading?
He's talking about dino porn. Weird, nasty for weird, nasty weirdo.
That was one time, and then the cover was really clever.
Yeah, clever for your
A good book is a lot like a good documentary film. It doesn't matter what it's about. If the filmmakers, the writers, do their job well, they will hook me, carry me through an engaging narrative, and I will be wholly invested in the story of their film or book.
Can I point something out?
Will it be a substantive contribution to this conversation?
Is it ever?
Go on.
It's a book!
I know!
Not a documentary!
The medium doesn't matter. My point is that good storytelling is universal. This book, Devils in Heartbreak, is a masterful debut from a fresh voice that bursts with smutty talent.
Wait a minute, did you just say smutty?
Yes, it's a smutty romance.
Are there dinosaurs?
One time! It was one time!
Wait a minute, isn't this the book by Gensatron, our old friend? Webcams, collabs. Hey, she made you look good.
Point taken, no arguments here, but it is now Odd, short for Audrey, and they go by they, them.
Odd! Our old friend! They made you look good.
Odd weaved a story that transcends generic genre tropes, delivering this gripping literary romantic drama that also happens to be smutty.
I'm intrigued. You sure there are no dinosaurs?
There are no dinosaurs.
But there's like explicit nut all over your face, bone in first class round trip to Pound Town.
Yes, in a manner of speaking.
Shut your pie hole and tell me more.
The characters are rich and beautifully developed, grounded in a realism anyone can identify with, relate to, and jump up and down and root for. Devils in Heartbreak is part workplace drama, taking the story into the inner workings of Indonesia's oldest private art venue. For this particular Aaron Sorkin in West Wing fanboy, the workplace idealism smut was just as satisfying as the, well, literal horny stuff.
Idealism smut? Give me the real smut. Good God, Lemon, how the are you glossing over the actual naughty bits?
More importantly, and back to that documentary comparison, the story paints a compelling picture of a workplace I know nothing about. Odd's writing drew me in with welcoming arms, holding my hand and never letting me get lost in dense descriptions or unnecessary details.
Because reading is boring, which is why we watch things on this show!
There are twists and surprises and, yes, plenty of sex, but it's all rooted in real characters struggling through real conflict.
As opposed to the fake, contrived, and poorly written kind.
Exactly, actually. And the biggest twist of all, this book is so well written.
Well, I wouldn't know, because I couldn't watch it.
Most authors aren't very good, which means that most readers are less and less inclined to give an unfamiliar name a fair shot. This is the literal bane of unknown authors and why it is so difficult to break through all the noise and detritus in the self-publishing space.
Well, you would know. Like I always say, why write an 80,000 word novel no one is gonna read? Well, you can just make a YouTube video.
I personally have read, or rather attempted to read, a lot of first-time writers, amateur authors, and we'll call them debut novels. I have redlined to the point where a page of text should probably be lit on fire before it's revised. And you can usually tell within the first few pages, or even the first few lines, if the writer has any actual chops. Most of the time, when you do find a little bit of gold, you have to qualify it and caveat it and straight up ignore all the god-awful garbage the gold is buried in. But Odd Pitch is not one of those authors. And yes, Odd is a longtime friend, so the bias is real. Just the same. And literally, because of the bias, I could not be more proud of my friend for nailing such a spectacular debut novel.
Nailing. Well, I guess when you put it that way.
Drink?
No, plug the book, Devils and Heartbreak, oddpitch.com, yada yada, Amazon, Apple, all the places.
Right. Yes, of course. Devils and Heartbreak. I loved it. And I think you will too. Go read it. Like, now.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah?
Drink!